They say love is blind, and I used to think that was poetic nonsense. But now, looking back, I realize how painfully true it is. When you're in love, you don't just overlook red flags, you paint them green and call it growth. Her name was Tasha, beautiful, vibrant, and infectious with a laugh that could disarm the coldest heart. I met her at a mutual friend's housewarming party 2 years ago. She was standing by the balcony, sipping wine, the wind catching strands of her curly brown hair. She looked like the kind of girl who'd read you poetry in the dark and laugh at your dumbest jokes. And that night, she did. From the first moment we talked, something clicked. She was charming but not overbearing, flirty but not forward. We talked for hours, and by the end of the night, I was hooked. So was she, or so I thought. Tasha and I started dating a week later. We were inseparable. Breakfast runs on Sundays, movie nights that stretched into early mornings, spontaneous road trips, and long, vulnerable conversations that felt like building blocks of something real. I thought she was my soulmate, but soulmates don't leave you in ruins. The first year was everything I imagined love could be. She met my family. They adored her. I met hers. Her mom was reserved. Dad never quite looked me in the eye, but I chalked it up to nerves. There was a part of me that was so in love, I couldn't even sense the cracks forming. I didn't realize it then, but betrayal doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it hides behind smiles and slow kisses. And sometimes it comes from the person you take a bullet for. It was a Thursday night just past midnight. I was lying in bed alone. Tasha had told me she was out with her coworkers for a late dinner. She hadn't texted in hours, which wasn't uncommon anymore. My phone buzzed. I can't stop thinking about last night. You're incredible. Same time tomorrow. It was from a number I didn't recognize. I froze. My heart pounded as I reread it. Once. Twice. The third time I read it out loud. It wasn't addressed to anyone, but I knew. Somehow. I just knew it was for her. I called her. No answer. I called again. Straight to voicemail. For the first time in our relationship, I felt doubt. She called me the next morning like nothing happened. Hey babe, she said casually. Sorry I got home so late. I didn't want to wake you. I didn't confront her right away. I needed proof. I needed to be absolutely certain before I accused the woman I loved of betrayal. That's when I started digging. Tasha was meticulous with her phone. Password protected. Always face down. Notifications hidden. But I noticed she never logged out of her laptop when she left for work. And one morning, while she was in the shower, I opened her MacBook. Her iMessages were synced. My hand shook as I opened the message app. I didn't want to find anything. I prayed I was wrong. But there it was. A conversation with someone named Drew Jim. The same number that had texted me. And the messages? They gutted me. Drew, can't stop thinking about last night. You drive me wild. Tasha, you're trouble, Drew. But I love it. Drew, so what's your story with your boyfriend? Tasha, he's just stable. Safe. But he's not you. I scrolled up. The conversation had been going on for months. Photos, nudes, flirty exchanges, some sent while she was in bed with me. I felt like I couldn't breathe. But Drew wasn't the only one. There were 3 other message threads. Each one had a different guy, different pet names, different lies. The second guy was under the name Malik Work. The third, J-Art. The fourth, Tyreek Music. Each one had a different persona. One thought she was single and lived alone. Another believed her boyfriend was just a toxic ex she was trying to get rid of. I was in disbelief. How could one person live so many lives? Every night I thought she was tired from work, she was with one of them. Every girl's night was a rendezvous. I felt like I had been living in a movie, one where I was the clueless fool.